Hey Joe, late again, but hey, what are we gonna do? Maybe make a video on time? Anyway, this week, coming to you live and in stereo, been thinking about being creative again this week. Specifically, so let me walk you through it. This week I started a new podcast that I have heard about for a while and had never really got round to listening to. It's called Welcome to Nightvale. If you've been on Tumblr at all and heard people chat about this, you'll kind of know that it's a fiction podcast set in the fictional town of Nightvale, which is self-described as the town where every conspiracy theory is true. And so far, it's very weird. It's a great trip through, down into the surreal valley. Yeah, and it's weird and odd, but you always want to listen to the next one. That's been my thing so far, which I've very much enjoyed. So anyway, a combination of that, i.e. fiction podcasts, the idea that a podcast can be used as a medium to tell a story, and also the obvious recent, Dungeons and Dragons kind of opening the door on a new realm of what creativity can look like and can mean and can function. I started to think about, maybe it would be cool to tell some kind of multi-medium story through podcasts and or live story updates. Because the other thing I was thinking about in terms of this idea or project, I guess there is literally zero meat to it yet, enough to call it a project. But there is also another fantastic creative outlet, a new way of telling a story that I've read before, which was a live blog. It was called Into the Nanten by Jay Swanson, I believe was the chap's name, the author. I actually backed their second season on Kickstarter. I'll put a link to all these things down in the description as well, so you can check them out. But he had this blog, and he would write new entries as his character, as this character in a fictional junglescape, who would, at the end of a day, write down his experiences and his thoughts and feelings and what happened in a journal. And every time he wrote in that journal in the Nanten, which was the jungle, the name of the jungle, that page appeared on the blog. And so it was a live experience. When a page went live, that meant that in the story, our hero had just written that page. And so sometimes you didn't hear from him for a few days. So he might have been doing something particularly dangerous, or he'd been to go and check something out, and then it would be 2 or 3 days between updates. And the tension and the real world kind of living out of that story, the real experience of the time and everything, was just such a unique and fantastic thing. And so I've been thinking recently this week about some kind of live podcast and also written based story experience. I don't really know what that would look like, or even if I'll do it, but just, my creative juices are really flowing and it's really exciting. So I thought I would just share about that. I will obviously update more if anything happens. I already have a story in mind, one that I did years ago, that would function probably pretty well as this. So anyway, Joe, I don't have any questions for you this week that I can think of. Or if you would like to tell me, let's do that. How about you tell me about the most recent creative thing you've been working on, be it a song or a script or anything. Joe, always a pleasure. And until next time, I'll see you next week.